is upper class families, many of whom have the means to pay it back. They might not want to. It's not fun to pay it back, but they have the ability to do it. You know, I have plenty of debt myself, not student loan debt, but I've got car payments, I've got mortgage. I've even got not my own student debt, but my wife's student debt that I have been paying for the last 10 years. It's not, I don't like it. It's not fun. I don't enjoy doing it. We can do it. And we do pay it because we're the ones, we took on the debt for the car or the house. And my wife took on the debt for the student loans. So we pay it back. Not fun. I don't like it, but we do it. The point is, we hear about a lot of the extreme scenarios. People who are destitute, working 4 jobs, they've got $80,000 of debt they're trying to pay back. And there are situations like that. There are also a whole lot of situations of upper class families with a lot of student debt that they chose to take on, and they do have the ability to pay it back. Even if not the actual student, then the family. I mean, if you're upper class parents and you pushed your kid to go to college, and in large part because you couldn't imagine any other situation, and you didn't want to have kids who don't go to college because you'd be embarrassed by that, so you pushed them to go to an expensive school, and now they've got all this student debt taken on. That's on them to pay back, and also you. If they can't do it, then you should do it. Because I agree, 18-year-old kids, even if they're legal adults, they don't understand what they're getting themselves into. That's the part of this student loan debt forgiveness debate where I guess I agree with a lot of what you hear on the left. That part I agree with. That the people taking on this debt at 18 or 19 years old, just out of high school, they don't understand what they're doing. And we can't really expect them to understand. Difference, though, is that for me, the blame falls on the parents, okay? And it falls on the schools. It falls on the actual universities. Somehow in all this conversation about student loan forgiveness, the schools themselves escape punishment, escape blame. I mean, they get off scot-free, and they can continue doing, with all these plans, they can continue doing what they're doing right now, which is to charge exorbitant amounts for an education that is not worth that. And they're doing it by bilking these kids. So the government wants to come in and fix it, but you're not really fixing the problem, not fixing it for the future. So I put the blame primarily on parents who push their kids into this. Should be talking some sense into their kids. They should be saying to their kids, listen, you don't need to go to a 4-year university right out of high school. Take a year, take 2 years, get a job, work a little bit, save up some money, get some life experience. You can always go to college anytime. You can go to college when you're 40 if you want. You don't have to, there's no reason to go to college right out of high school. There's just no good reason to do it. Whatever you want to do with your life, you don't need to go right from 13 years of grade school, K through 12, right into more school. Take a couple years. What's the downside? Who are you racing? You got to make sure you get that college degree before who? Who are we racing? And oh yeah, when you do go to college, in most cases, you can go to community college for 2 years. It's a lot cheaper. Transfer those credits to the 4-year institution. Why not that plan? I think there are a whole lot of people, millions of kids who are going to college and shouldn't be going at all because they don't need to go. And they're going to ultimately end up doing something with their life where that college degree is useless. So there are a lot of people in college who don't need to be there. And there are many more who are in college and maybe do use the degree, but they didn't need to go right out of high school. They didn't need to pay as much as they did. And they didn't need to go to 4 years of a 4-year institution. They could have gone to 2. So, whose job is it to communicate this to the kids? It's the parents. And it's the schools. The public schools, the grade schools should be telling the kids this. The universities should be saying this. The university should be saying to an 18-year-old kid who shows up and says, yeah, I want to go to your school. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I have no idea, but I'll plunge myself into debt just so I can go to school right at the age of 18 and be with all my friends so we can go and party. The school should be saying, no, you know what? You not right now. Maybe go take a couple. I know the schools will not say that because they're not going to turn down the money, but that's my point. They're the real villains here. So I don't think the government can solve that problem. There should be real accountability with the people who are actually at fault. Schools, parents, they're the ones at fault. Okay. And also, if we're assigning guilt and fault, then I would also say a lot of employers who require a 4-year degree for jobs that don't actually need it. It is an artificial necessity. There are jobs where you really need the extra education. Obviously, if you want to be a doctor or an engineer or an architect or something, or a lawyer, then you need that extra education. So that is an actual need. There are a lot of other jobs where entry level, you're going to be sitting in a cubicle typing into a computer all day.